So thank you so much, Scott, for meeting with us today. Do you mind telling us a little bit about your role at Exeter?
Yeah, so I'm a project manager. I handle everything in the field, day-to-day activities, scheduling our trade partners. We have office staff that does all the front end, finds our trade partners, orders our material, does the takeoffs, and then it gets handed over to me at the internal kickoff.
Awesome. And then so your kickoff meeting, is that where you're meeting with the clients, or what is that kickoff meeting about?
Yes, we do an internal kickoff with our whole team, and then typically the next day we meet with the client, and that's where we run through the plans, really build that relationship with the client before we get started on their project and get to know them very well.
So what does client engagement look like for your team?
Client engagement to me really starts with that kickoff meeting, building that relationship with them, getting to know their design style before we get started and get too far ahead. I would say our communication is probably the biggest thing. We send weekly updates, sometimes daily updates depending on what's going on, where we run through everything that we've done this week, everything we have coming up, any questions we have for them, and a whole slew of pictures. That way, we typically send it out Friday afternoon or Saturday morning. That way when they're home drinking their coffee in the morning, they get a nice recap of the week and what's to come.
That's awesome. So now is that done through like an email, or is there a system that you guys use for that?
Yes, we use Co-Construct to manage our schedules, our specs and selections, weekly updates, budget, really everything about the whole process is handled through Co-Construct.
Awesome. And then I think, so is Co-Construct where you have a calendar too and your clients can see the calendar of events of what's going on with that?
Yeah, so they have I would say a brief view of what we see. So we have an outline of every task that we're doing and dates that we've scheduled those tasks for. They see the big picture, anything from framing finish to rough in finish, drywall, closing, etc.
So how often should clients expect to meet with you during the construction process?
Clients meet numerous times throughout the process. Post framing, we'll do a rough in walkthrough, pick all of our electrical locations, everything from how many light switches you want to control your kitchen if you want a three-way, so you have switches over here and over there. Can light locations, sconce lights, we'll go through HVAC, plumbing, anything rough in wise, low voltage, so they can really just personalize their house.
That's awesome.
Yep. We'll also meet after drywall. We'll do trim walks. We do a homeowner orientation towards the end, typically 30 days out from closing. We'll bring the client in. We have a whole binder that outlines utility companies, all of our trade partners who our warranties through. It has all of their spec book with all their selections, their design board, copy of their house plans, plot plan. We'll go through that and then walk the whole home with them.
That's awesome.
And then we meet again on closing day.
From your eyes, what is the greatest point of excitement in the process working with clients?
I would say, I think there's two. One is the weekly updates that I discussed earlier. I know I've had a few tell me every Saturday they look forward to waking up and reading that weekly update, especially for those out-of-town clients that can't get by their site once or twice a week. So another one is when drywall's going up. That's a big transition point for going into finishes. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today, and I really appreciate it. Look forward to working with you.